Hello, and welcome to the Xanderverse 2023 second quarter update. This was an exciting quarter for Xanderverse. There were two books that came out in the second quarter. It's pretty exciting stuff, especially for somebody who's never released any books. So the first book that released was The Veiled Maze. In case you have somehow managed not to hear about it, I'm going to read you the blurb in an ominous voice. This is my movie trailer voice. Okay. I gotta warm up to it. So, the book is called The Veiled Maze, and here is the blurb. Is this what it means to grow old? First you lose others, then you lose yourself. Our greatest battle is not against death, but against time. It twists our world until we can no longer recognize it, nor does it allow us to keep the energy to concern ourselves with that fact. Perhaps it is time that makes life into a maze. Or could it be that others construct the mazes for us? The Bezek General Hospital is known around the globe for providing exclusive medical treatment for conditions considered incurable. Some consider the results to be miracles. Roland and Ruth were unsure what to expect, but they arrived hopeful. Nothing prepared them for the maze they would discover. Sometimes, when you choose to glimpse the truth, you risk learning more than you wanted to know. Join Roland and Ruth as they travel the veiled maze in this psychological mystery novella. That's the blurb, and that's my trailer voice. It's as good as it gets, I think, maybe. So, this novel is not available on Amazon. It is free for people who are on the Whispers mailing list. There's no other way to get it right now. So if you go to this website, www.xanderverse.com/the-veiled-maze, it's a lot of dash. If you go there, you can, it'll tell you how to get it. You've got to sign up for the Whispers mailing list, and if you do that, you have the opportunity to get this for free. It's about 20,000 words. If you're a fast reader, it take you 5 hours. If you're a slow reader, it could take you days, months. I don't know. Depends on how slow you are. If you're very slow, yeah, it could take a long time. But it acts as a prequel to the Visions of Bezek. I think it's the best thing I've ever written, but I haven't written a lot, so take it for what it's worth. I'll add a link in the description below, and because nobody's going to remember this link, let's be honest. But you can get it for free. There's no reason not to. All you have to do is just sign up to the mailing list. The mailing list doesn't spam you. You'll get an email when I release a new novel, which is maybe twice a year. There might be a sale for the novel that I want to let you know about. Or once a month, I do send out a newsletter, Whispers newsletter. So you might get maybe 15 emails from me a year, maybe one a month, sometimes less. But anyways, sign up for it. It's a free book. I think it's great. You'll enjoy it. So a cool little fact about The Veiled Maze. This cover here is a maze, and the text fits into the paths of the maze. The title does. So I'm going to show you what the maze looks like without the title. Look at that. Isn't that cool? All the text is gone. And this is the maze. It's the cover of the book. The cover includes the text. Let's bring that back here. Look at that. Fits right into it. Isn't that spiffy? Yeah. So I actually have a copy of the maze with an entrance and an exit. It's somewhere out there. I think it might be on my Pinterest. You can go check it out if you want to try out the maze. It's a real maze. There is one path through it, one entrance, one exit, and there's the title in there too. So if you like mazes, it'd be fun. So that is the first release for the quarter, the second quarter of 2023. It's the first thing I've ever released. Like I said, it's not available anywhere except for the Whispers mailing list. So, and it's free. Go get it. There's no reason not to. The other release is the Visions of Bezek. It's a strange thing because the Visions of Bezek was actually written before The Veiled Maze. But The Veiled Maze was released first because it's a prequel novella to this novel, The Visions of Bezek. Timing's important. I'm not sure how it happened this way. It was by design, I guess. But the Veiled Maze came out in April, and the Visions of Bezek came out in May. Here is the blurb for the Visions of Bezek. Try my trailer voice again. Okay, gotta warm up the vocal cords here. When I do these videos, I just do them from start to finish, and I don't go back in and edit them. So there are mistakes. I stutter maybe a little bit. I say and so you'll have to forgive me. I don't have time to go back and edit these things. I'm just a one-man show here. So wish me luck as I read this. Here we go. So, I wasn't ready. You should remember, but you don't. No one remembers. You were there in Bezek with the rest of us. The town flourished with a bright future, but that was only a veil for the sinister presence at its heart. Through my visions, I have seen the truth of those final days. Held in the arms of the great forest, around the pulsing lake, and among the constructs of humanity, I have known Bezek through the people who live there. I even see the man beneath the lake, searching for the secrets of his blood. I want you to know the town as I have known it, and I want you to remember. The Visions of Bezek is a collection of dark urban visions that I did make a mistake. So let's try this again. The Visions of Bezek is a collection of dark urban fantasy visions that weave together the mystery behind the disappearance of Bezek, the town lost from time. Each vision follows a different gifted individual during their last days in town, and each is represented by their own tarot major arcana. The standard edition of the novel is available on Amazon. It's $15. The ebook is in Kindle Unlimited, so it could be free if you're in Kindle Unlimited. The standard ebook is $4.95. And correction on the paperback, it's $14.95, something like that. They're weird numbers. I don't know where I got those. I blame internet information for telling me to do that. Anyways, and there's a deluxe edition that is on blurb.com. It's not on Amazon. It's a hardback. It's like $49.95. It's a really good looking book, though. It's got a different cover, art, everything in it. I did myself, the art. This cover you're looking at now is actually done by a company called Mibble Art. They did a great job with it. I drafted a cover similar to this, and they brought it to another level. I do not know how to edit photos. They do, and they did a very good job with it. But I do like the deluxe edition cover a little bit better. It's more personal. It fits the story just a little bit better. But this is good too. I like it. They're both great covers, really. But the deluxe edition includes it's in color for one. It had the standard edition has color. The standard edition has images in it for each chapter. Tarot card for each chapter. The deluxe edition has those same tarot cards, but they're in color. It also has additional art, additional information about the novel. It talks about some future novels, some stuff that was taken out of this novel. It's got a lot of extra stuff in it. I'll include a link to both of them below in the description of the video. So here's a quick quote from the Visions of Bezek. It's my favorite. I take it back. It's one of my favorites. It's hard to choose just one. This is a very quotable part, I think. So I'm going to read it in my movie trailer voice. Eventually, I should get better at this, but don't hold me to that. Here we go. His thoughts dwelt on the graves. He was jealous for a moment, knowing that he would never have one. That wasn't too bad. I think I did pretty good on that. If you keep it short enough, the chances of me making mistakes are slimmer. Anyways, so there's a lot to unpack in these few words. The person that's saying this, he could be saying it because he thinks he'll never die. Maybe he's a vampire. Probably not. I know you don't. You haven't read the book. Or maybe you have read the book and you do know. But normal people don't live forever. Or he could be saying it because he thinks nobody will care about him when he dies. Nobody will give him a grave. Nobody will bury him. The first isn't relatable unless you're a vampire or something supernatural. But the second is relatable. Have you ever worried about that? Are you afraid nobody will show up to your funeral? Sometimes it's best to stay busy and not think about those things too much. But it's something we all have to face one day. That's a little dark, isn't it? Yeah. But of course, The Visions of Bezek is a dark urban fantasy novel. It's got elements of science fiction. It's just each chapter follows a different character. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone. Each chapter has its own story, but the chapters together weave how the town disappeared. And so the genre jumps around a little bit. One chapter might be hard, the next chapter might be a little sillier, a little lighter. But there's a lot of dark fantasy elements in it. It's a dark book. So this dark quote is fitting for it. But let's see if we can balance that out with one of my favorite cat videos from this quarter. So having cats is always a joy. They're a lot of fun. They always do a lot of stupid stuff, a lot of silly stuff. And I do silly stuff too. And together, I found that we can become semi-popular on TikTok. So this is one of my favorite videos from the quarter. Hopefully it'll play. Hopefully it'll play with sound. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Good sir, can I interest you in a treat swirl? Here, have a sniff. My word, that does smell jolly delicious. I'll be out in a jiffy. Ugh, it's a tight fit. And that's the video. That is exactly how my cat sounds in my head. Can confirm. So I enjoy making cat videos. It's a joy on TikTok. The overall idea is people love cat videos, and you bring them in with the cat videos, and then you hit them with a sell for the book. It hasn't worked yet, but it should work. On paper, it looks like it will work, and I will continue to try and do this because I love making videos of my cats. But yeah, that helps balance out the darkness that I write. So if you are interested about cat videos, or me, or both, you can find me on TikTok. It's under Xanderverse, same as the website, same as everything else. It's easy to find. You should go check it out. If you like to laugh, there are some good cat videos. There's not a lot of dark content for my books, but I do have some content for my books on there. You should go check it out. So another highlight from this quarter for me is I think I wrote one of the best blogs I've written. It's short and sweet. I try to keep them around 500 words. I think this was a little bit longer. But Bezek isn't the only town that disappeared from history. I recently posted a blog about other places that have vanished from time. I'm sure we've all heard of Pompeii, the place that got hit by a volcano. Is that what people say? It was hit by a volcano? I think the volcano was already there. It was consumed by the lava of a volcano. That sounds better. It's more authorly. So yeah, you've heard of that. If you're familiar with American history, or you've watched American Horror Story, you're familiar with Roanoke a little bit. That's a civilization or a settlement that disappeared. Those two are both in this blog. I found a couple other places that have disappeared. I'm gonna try and say their names. Forgive me if I say them wrong. Centralia, Cahokia, and the hardest one to say is last on my list for some reason. Adore Solglane. I probably butchered at least one of those names. But it's thought that counts, right? Anyways, you should check out this blog post. It's interesting to get a little bit of information about these places that disappeared. I knew about Pompeii. I know about Roanoke, but there's actually a long list, and I've captured some of the more popular ones, I guess. Kind of creepy. And of course, Bezek's on that list too, because it disappeared from time. But you'll have to read the book to find out the most about it. So overall, majority of my second quarter has been writing my newest novel, He's Going to Kill You. As if releasing 2 books wasn't enough for 1 quarter of the year, I've also substantially written this book. It's called He's Going to Kill You. It says it on the screen. But if you didn't read that, it does say He's Going to Kill You. When I say I've substantially written it, here are some numbers for how much I've written. It's got 26 chapters. It's at over 40,000 words, so I'd say it's a short novel. I'd like for it to be a little bit longer, but we'll see where it goes. I don't want to add a lot of fat to it. Nobody likes a steak with a lot of fat. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur of steak, though I do eat a lot of steak when I have the chance. But I've written the novel. I've just got to go back in and edit it into shape. It's a very painful process. Please send positive vibes to help me get through these challenging times. I will need it. enough of those numbers. Nobody likes numbers except for accountants. Anyways, so this is still planned to come out in December, and a sequel will be coming out in the summer. Those timelines still stand. So we've got December 2023, He's Going to Kill You. And that's actually when it takes place, is in December. So it's a perfect thing. It takes place Christmas Eve, December 24th. So that's great. It'll correspond a little bit. It'll come out before Christmas Eve, but it'll come out in the same month. And then the sequel will take place in summer 2024, which is when it comes out. Keep them relevant. I don't know why I said that, but it seems meaningful. So, I gotta get my voice back on. So here's the blurb. This blurb is still a bit of a work in progress. Nothing's final until you publish it and put it on the back of a book. So, anyways, I can do this. There's a lot of reading in this quarterly update. I don't know that I like this. I wish I had a better voice for this. You know the guy who does the trailers that has the oh, that was bad. That was really bad. The dark voice. That's too dark, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, here we go. So, ooh, I hit something with my knee. Hope you didn't have to hear that. Prepare for a pulse-pounding story where first impressions might be final impressions. The first date sparks of budding romance with Jake McFadden quickly ignite into dangerous infernos as the waitress slips a suspicious note to his date. It says, "He's going to kill you." Join his date on this Christmas Eve brunch date to find out if Jake's going to take her to bed or take her to the grave. With every page you turn, the lines between fear and reality will blur. You will question every thought and every action in search of the truth as the stakes continue to rise. Nothing will ever be the same. And that's it. So, yeah, I think it's a decent blog. I would be proud of that if I wrote it, and I did write it, and I am proud of it. So there's that. I'm very much looking forward to getting out there. It's very different than the Visions of Bezek. It's much shorter, a lot less complicated. And it's planned to be a trilogy. So there's December 2023, summer 2024, December 2024. Yes, those numbers are right. And then the trilogy will end it. But the first book has a story. It tells it, and it lays a little bit of a foundation for the next story. And together they all will have one overarching story. But it's been a lot of fun to write. It's very different. It's in first person, present tense, which I've never tried to write before, and it's been very difficult. I don't know that I like it. The Visions of Bezek was written in third person, past tense, which is natural and easy for me because that's most common. That's the most common way that things are written. Anyways, so you'll have a fun time reading this book. Had a fun time writing it. It was written to be a gripping, suspenseful thriller, a gripping thriller, keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I think I accomplished that pretty good, but because it's told through the eyes of a college student, some of their thoughts are silly. So there's a little bit of silliness to it. It's hard for me not to be silly. I've tried. I'm not good at being serious. But anyways, so last on the quarterly list is this little cat here. So he is the real star of the quarter. He is the currently listening cat, modeled after my own cat, Indy. So if you're familiar with my author life blog, that was hard to say for some reason. I have a blog called Whispers, and the author life is a part of that. I talk about my life, which is usually pretty boring because I'm an accountant. But sometimes there's fun stuff to talk about. Sure, usually each month there's at least one nice thing that happens that I like to talk about. But I end each blog with the currently listening cat. Sometimes I'm actually watching something and not listening, but I like to note, what I'm doing at the time I'm writing that blog. So that's been going on for months, and inspiration struck recently, and I decided to develop this little guy to be the icon for that section. He's pretty cute, I think. I'm very happy with him. I think he captures the essence of Indy. This is how happy he is when he's not being a pain in the... I can't say that. A pain in the butt. I can say that part. Okay. Anyways, so I hope we can all be as happy as this cat. And that's all I've got for second quarter update. I hope everybody has a great next quarter, and I'll see you on the other side of it. I appreciate you listening and supporting me and whatever else you do for me. I do very much appreciate it all. Thank you, and thanks for listening.